Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Skip Bachman Stadium here in St. Mary's, Ohio, where tonight the 4-0 St. Mary's Roughriders will play host to the 2-2 Elida Bulldogs. The St. Mary's Roughriders won the toss and have elected to receive, and that's what they will do here to start the ball game. Spicer will bring it back across the 20, and he'll be met by a mob of white jerseys there. I'm Dan Hirn along with Paul Sadler, and Paul, a ball game tonight that features two of the top three offenses in the Western Buckeye League.
Yeah, it does. We're going to get a look at one of those first offenses here with the St. Mary's Roughriders, who come in averaging 31 points a game, mostly led on the ground with averaging 339 yards total, 255 on the ground. However, second-year starter, junior Dustin Howe at quarterback is leading the way and is getting a lot more opportunities to pass the ball as well.
Not much there for St. Mary's on the first play from scrimmage. My mistake on the kick return, it was Logan Mays, not Spicer.
And there we see our quarterback, Dustin Howe, who we alluded to. Again, setting some records already as a sophomore in completions and yardage last year. On the offensive line, a couple returning starters with Aaron Alexander, Ginter, and Elsoff.
So no gain on first down, brings up the second down and 10, ball at the 23, and it'll be Spicer to the far side of the field. He has the 35 to the 40 to midfield, cuts it back, and he'll go out of bounds near the 40-yard line on the Elida side of the field. So a big run for Spicer on the second play of the game.
And Eric Spicer, again, one of the big play makers for the Roughriders. There we see the defensive line as we'll see a very young and inexperienced team. Defense for the Bulldogs, but very up and coming.
They spot the ball at the 45 after a 32-yard carry by Spicer. He'll get the ball again here, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
There we see the linebackers, Danielle Lowe, one of the leading tacklers in the Western Buckeye League, and defensive backs, Peyton Smith, a standout in the secondary. But as you saw, a lot of youngsters for the Elida defense, featuring 6 juniors and 4 sophomore starters and 1 freshman. Right now they're kind of rated middle of the pack in the Western Buckeye League, but they could be something really special with, especially how young they are. And quite frankly, until the last 4 minutes of the game last week against a very highly respected Walpock team, they did everything they needed to be able to stay in and potentially win that game.
Julius Fisher with the carry there to the 41-yard line, brings up a 3rd down and 6 for St. Mary's.
And if you heard that, there's fireworks going on here on homecoming, kind of traditional. We got some people that set fireworks off homecoming night here in St. Mary's.
On a 3rd down and 6, Howell is back to pass, fires it out left side where it's caught near the 35-yard line, but it looks like it will be short of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be really close, but Coach Doug Fry, in his second year returning here, 13th year overall as head coach at St. Mary's, this is a no-doubter going for it here, 4th and really short. And actually now they're going to go ahead and give it to him.
Wow. A generous spot because it looked like he was tackled near the 36-yard line, but they spotted at the 35 and moved the chains. And
the Elida bench didn't really like that spot. It wasn't even worthy of measurement for him. And Jason Carpenter in his 9th year here, he's actually overall 4-4 lifetime against the Roughriders.
Up the middle for St. Mary's, and not much there. They get maybe a yard on the first down carry by Spicer.
So, when you talk about the skill positions of the St. Mary's Roughriders, Spicer kind of leads the way. He's 1st overall in the WBL in all-purpose yardage, 3rd overall in rushing for the Western Buckeye League. But Logan Mays can also make some big plays. They've experienced some injuries with Bo Kenning getting hurt the first game, then Chase Roop, who's going to be in fullback next, getting hurt week 2.
Howell fires it over the middle of the field, trying to connect with Mays, and it drops incomplete.
So they've been kind of filling some other guys in some different spots. Julius Fisher, who's been primarily a defensive player, now getting a lot of reps on the offensive side of the ball, as well as Coach Fry just takes the attitude next man up, and obviously been very successful for the Roughriders so far.
So with the incompletion, that'll bring up a 3rd down. And for St. Mary's, it's the 8th play of the drive coming up here. Howell takes the snap, hands it off to Fisher. He goes left side, bowls his way up to the 30, and he'll get to the, let's say, the 29-yard line. So he'll be short of the first down. This is 4th down and about 3.
Well, we thought they were going to have a 4th down conversion attempt earlier. They didn't need it. This time they're going to need to go ahead and be able to execute. Coach Fry is a little bit unpredictable in this type of scenario.
I'll actually say it's 4th and 4 here as Howell gets under center. Hand off to Fisher, left side. He's hit as he crosses the line of scrimmage and gets up to the 25-yard line. And we'll look at this spot here.
It's going to be close, but it looks like they got it.
Yep. Already moving the chains.
So really working behind that left side of Zach Elsoff and Aaron Alexander, with Ginter kind of leading the way, pulling. So big pickup on 4th and 4, keeping the ball on the ground for the Roughriders.
The Paul, when they hosted Van Wert, and we did not see Julius Fisher run the ball too much, but so far tonight he's looked pretty good.
Well, if you remember, Chase Roop was playing fullback at that time. He got injured early in the game, and they decided to move Spicer to fullback and had some other guys, Austin Tester, kind of fill in. And we'll see him a little bit offensively as well. But at the time, Fisher just wasn't looking into playing offense a whole lot, I believe, at that point.
Flag down here.
Obviously, when you got a good drive going, you don't want to hurt yourself with penalties. We saw that last week with Walpock quite a bit. Actually, when we were doing the St. Mary's Van Wert game, if you remember early on, they extended first few of their drives because of penalties. Got themselves in a hole, a 20-0, pretty big hole, but was able to kind of come back. And that's kind of been the MO of this team so far. They actually fell down 17-0 last week to Kenton and came back and won.
On a 2nd down and 9, Howell passes it to the left side. It's caught and into the end zone for the touchdown is Austin Tester.
And Tester, I just mentioned him that we'd see him on offense, and see him we do. Nice little wheel route out of the backfield. Keir Russell, one of the leading tacklers for Elida, really wasn't that fooled, but he just didn't take a great path to the ball, and the ball went over his hand, and the Roughriders strike first.
24 yards on the connection from Howell to Tester.
And that's Tester's 2nd touchdown on the year and the 6th passing touchdown for Dustin Howe on the year.
Gabe Van Dever on to attempt the extra point, and he knocks it through. 7:34 remaining here in the first quarter, and St. Mary's strikes first. They lead 7-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler, with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community, with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
The St. Mary's Roughriders took their first possession of the ball game down the field. 11 plays, 77 yards, covering 4 minutes and 26 seconds, and punched it into the end zone on a 24-yard connection from Dustin Howell to Austin Tester. The Van Dever kick made it 7-0, and that's where we stand here in the first quarter. Kick is away. This one will hit and roll into the end zone for a touchback. So Elida will have the ball to start their first possession at their own 20-yard line.
Yes, this the top-ranked offense of Elida comes in averaging 37 points a game. and they are led by Logan Alexander, the returning first-team WBL quarterback and offensive back of the year. He's currently leading the league in rushing, second in total offense and touchdowns, third in all-purpose yard, but he's 10th in the league in passing. You know, right now, he's struggling passing the ball a little bit. Last week we saw him against Walpock only go 5 for 19 passing for 18 yards, but he ran for 190 yards that game.
Right. They come out with 3 receivers to the left side. And like that side, he will get across the 22, about the 20.
Okay, here we look at the offensive line. Tristan Edwards, a returning WBL All-Conference honorable mention. Glick and Knetz do a really good job pulling and creating some of those trap blocks. Noah Mosley we see do some good job. Upshaw can be a big play player. And then Harmon, obviously, third in touchdowns in the Western Buckeye League, fourth in rushing.
2nd and 7, and Alexander will hand it off this time. And off to the left side, 9-yard line. First kick for Cole Harmon.
Look at the starters for the defensive line. Dane Chisholm kind of leads the way at nose guard for the Roughriders. Patton also a returning starter. Julius Fisher, we kind of mentioned, is actually leading the way right now in the Western Buckeye League, 8th in tackles. TJ Melly also filling in for the injured Chase Roop. And defensive backs kind of in flux right there. Drew Jacobs getting the start, but we'll also see Randy Slife out there as well.
On a short yardage, the Bull third. Alexander takes it himself. And Elida picks up its first down of the night.
And again, it's got a really conflict of style that's really interesting. You know, the Elida is the top offensive team in total yards, top in rushing, but they're 10th in passing. However, the Rough Rider defense is second against the run, but they're 10th against the pass. So, you know, are you tempted to, you know, pass against the 10th rated team, knowing that you're the 10th rated passing team?
Well, and Elida showed last week in Walpock that they have some talented wide receivers.
Yeah, no doubt. They do have some guys that can make some plays when they get the ball. You know, what they need to do is obviously get the ball to them with a little bit of space so they have some room to make some of those plays.
Well, the penalty now will line it back as they moved a little early. So 1st and 15 as they put it back to the 26-yard line.
Rough Riders showing some blitz.
It'll be Alexander again, and he goes off the right side up to the 30-yard line, a gain of about 4 on first down.
And you don't always have to blitz against a passing team. You know, a lot of run blitzes can be very disruptive. And in that case, the Rough Riders were able to really clog those running lanes and not give Alexander any place to run.
A lot of motion so far on the defense. Really been moving around a lot prior to the snap. Alexander will fire it out to the right side where it's caught across the 30 to the 35-yard line. On the receiving end is Henderson, Kalen Henderson.
And Henderson was able to get a little bit of space right there, but a nice open field tackle by Howell right there. You know, a two-way starter. Obviously, we mentioned him at quarterback, but, you know, he plays safety as well, came up and made the nice play.
So a 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Bulldogs at their own 35-yard line. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Alexander back to pass, fires it over to the near side, and it's nearly picked off at the 45-yard line. Diving and making an attempt on that was Spicer, but the ball well overthrown.
Yeah, no, Mosley was kind of coming over, but you know, I think Alexander felt the pressure right there and got a stop there for the Rough Rider defense. So looks like good field position is going to be inherited by Doug Fry's team.
Alexander will do the punting as he has all year.
And he actually leads the Western Buckeye League in punting as well, nearly 40 a punt.
Mays and Voorhees back to receive it. Kick is away. High kick. Voorhees will field it at the 24-yard line. Has some room up the middle of the field. He's knocked off his feet as he gets across the 35 to the 38. So St. Mary's will get another chance with the ball here, leading 7-0. They put together a long scoring drive on their first possession.
Yeah, couldn't have scripted it better for the Roughriders right there. That's what Doug Fry teams like to do. They like to be run-based and be able to possess the ball for quite a long time. But again, Coach Fry not afraid to put the ball in the hands of his quarterback, Dustin Howe, and he made the right decision, right play call for them to get on the board first, and we'll see what they do here with the good field position.
Well, it was a 40-yard kick by Alexander, and it'll be Fisher off the left side, and he is up across the 45 to the 46. And he has looked strong so far tonight.
And that's the third, at least the third time we've seen that identical play. Run on the left side, pulling both guards, and something they're seeing up in the box. And one thing that Doug Fry will do is he likes something. He's not going to be special about it. They're going to keep coming back to it till you stop it.
Mm-hmm. Here is Spicer going left. He's across midfield to the 45, and he'll be knocked out of bounds after picking up the first down at the 41.
Staying behind that left side, getting a big push. Definitely winning the line of scrimmage right now is the left side of the Roughriders.
So we got a timeout here. 12-yard pickup by Spicer, and a timeout going to be taken by Elida. 3:46 remaining here in the first quarter, and St. Mary's on top. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
Back here in St. Mary's, and the Bulldogs taking a timeout after St. Mary's moving the ball freely on their defense. And again here out of the timeout, Fisher snaps off another long run. He's going to pick up a first down to the 26-yard line.
And then there's not a lot of insight to give. They're going left. Sometimes they'll give it to Spicer on kind of the off-tackle dive, or they're running the sweep with Fisher. And right now, the Bulldogs are not showing signs of slowing them down.
Fisher with 16 yards on the carry. Gives St. Mary's another first down, this time at the 26-yard line. And left again, and it's Spicer to the end zone, touchdown.
Spicer again, the big play threat. Finds the end zone once again. That is his 6th touchdown on the ground, his 7th overall on the season.
26-yard run for Spicer gives St. Mary's a 2-touchdown lead. Van Dever on to attempt the extra point.
And hopefully we're not going to jinx the youngster, but the freshman is currently perfect on the season and the only WBL kicker to be perfect on the season.
Hold is down, the kick is up, and it's good. So you didn't jinx him that time, Paul. 3:19 remaining here in the first quarter, and the St. Mary's Roughriders with 2 impressive offensive possessions lead 14-0. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello?
Call dropped?
Hello?
No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country.
And together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
Well, the St. Mary's Roughriders have put together two pretty impressive offensive possessions. Their second possession of the night, a 4-play drive covering 61 yards in just over a minute and ending in a 26-yard run by Eric Spicer to give them a 14-0 lead.
And Spicer right now for the game has 77 yards on 7 carries with that touchdown. And Fisher has 36 yards on 5 carries. Really going left and having a lot of success.
Elida will field it at the 10-yard line, coming to the near side, across the 25 to the 30 to the 35 to the 40, and finally spun down there is Harmon after a nice return to the 43-yard line.
And that's one of the keys we had to the game for Elida, was have a big play in the special teams, because they have a lot of guys between Harmon and Upshaw and Woods that can make big plays. And truthfully, they didn't give themselves a chance on the first kickoff by letting the ball hit and then roll into the end zone for the touchback. So this time, much better field position. We'll see if this sparks the Bulldog offense.
33-yard return for Harmon, and hopefully for Elida, they're able to respond here. Hand off to Harmon. He goes straight up the middle across midfield to the 45 to the 40, down the near sideline to the 30, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30 at the 26-yard line.
Well, only a sophomore at 5'8", 160, but Harmon is playing big at this stage in his career already. Big return and a big run right there, but able to be pushed out of bounds for the touchdown-saving tackle right there for the Roughriders, and the Bulldogs are in business.
30-yard run for Harmon sets up Elida at the 27-yard line, first down and 10. Alexander will keep it himself this time, runs into a pile at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on first down.
And as he mentioned, you know, the Roughriders are really moving around, but they got to make sure that they're in the gaps where they need to be, like they were that play, because then there's really no place for them to run when they're going to base block, and you got all the gaps covered.
2:25 left here in the first quarter. And to this point, it's been all St. Mary's, although Elida threatening to get on the board here. Alexander faked the handoff to Harmon and then lost his footing as he tried to move toward the line of scrimmage, so he'll go down for a loss all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, running the read option right there. He had his eyes right on Julius Fisher to see if he was going to take Harmon or not, and Fisher must not have given him enough of a cue. He made a late decision what to do, and when he finally did make the decision, his feet slipped out from under him.
So a 3rd down and 12 now for Elida. They are 50% on 3rd down tonight. And not a situation that this offense likes to be in, 3rd and long. It is Harmon up the middle of the field. He'll get down to the 24-yard line.
You know, some people might question, you know, running the ball there on 3rd and 11, but quite frankly, you're really good at running the football, and you know you're going to go for it on 4th down anyway. I think that is absolutely the right decision to be able to run the ball there, because you have 2 guys between Harmon and Alexander that easily could have picked that up just on that play on 3rd and 11.
Well, it was similar to the play that Harmon broke earlier in this drive for 30 yards. Alexander with a hard snap count now looks to the sideline for the play. 3 receivers to his right, and now some shifting in the backfield for Elida. He is back to pass, looks to his right, fires it out there, where it's caught by Henderson. He will escape to the 15-yard line and should have the first down. He will.
Nice execution on that 3rd down play, just running a little hitch. Henderson able to kind of sit down right where he needed to be, was even able to duck down just to make sure, but it appeared he just knew where the sticks was and was going to catch the ball enough for the first down.
Big conversion there for Elida on that 10-yard connection from Alexander to Henderson. It'll be Alexander on the keeper. He goes to the left side, and he'll pick up a couple.
Alexander on the carry.
Looks like they're going to spot him down to the 12.
Yeah, Austin Giesecke coming from the inside linebacker spot right there, currently second on the team in tackles. Nice little sidestep there, running to the left-hand side by Alexander, but when he did do that sidestep, brought him right into the path of Giesecke.
Time winding down here in the first quarter, and it looks like that will be the final play of the first quarter. St. Mary's owned most of this quarter. Elida threatening to get on the board. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Back here in St. Mary's for the start of the second quarter. Roughriders up 14-0 as they put together two pretty easily executed offensive drives on their first two possessions. Now Elida trying to answer back as they have the ball at the 12-yard line of St. Mary's, 2nd down and 7.
And we knew we had two of the top three scoring offenses right here, and both of them living up to their billing so far.
It'll be Alexander off the right side. He's going to get down inside the 5 before he's knocked off his feet at the 4-yard line.
And at 6 foot, 200 pounds, Logan Alexander is not your normal sized quarterback. If you make contact with him, you know about it.
So 1st and goal now for Elida. Their first major scoring opportunity of this game. Harmon in the backfield with Alexander. He takes the handoff and goes off the left side. No signal yet. They're going to say he was down at the 1.
Yeah, about as close as you can get right there for the Bulldogs.
So he picks up a couple. 2nd down and goal now from the 1.
Always interesting, you know, on the goal line right here with teams that are always in the shotgun or pistol, how they handle their offense just around the goal line.
Alexander will go under center this time and keeps it himself, and he bowls his way into the end zone for a touchdown. So Elida gets on the board for the first time tonight.
And I like that, getting under center. If you recall at the end of the first half against Walpock last week, they're in a situation around inside the 5-yard line, and they had a bad snap actually go off the face mask of Alexander. In that case, Coach Carpenter not taking any chances, go under center, just have my big man get me in the end zone, and he comes through and gets the Bulldogs on the board.
Senior kicker Nathan Stewart out to attempt the extra point. Logan Alexander will be the holder. Alexander did a good job of getting that ball into position for Stewart to boot it through. 11:01 remaining here in the second quarter, and the Bulldogs get on the board to trim the lead for the Roughriders. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Sure, you don't need a set-top box to watch cable, but without one, you're not getting everything your TV has to offer. Add a set-top box from TSC to your television and get more channels. Get a channel guide that tells you all about the shows. Run multiple devices through one universal remote, and you can even add DVR and HD channels. Get everything your TV has to offer with a set-top box. Call TSC and ask for your set-top box today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Wapakoneta 0, Pat 0. Stat Fitness is back again as part of the Rough Rider football program.
Welcome back to St. Mary's. The Bulldogs put together a scoring drive as we take a look at keys to the game for tonight's game.
Yeah, for the Bulldogs, they need to clean up the passing game a little bit. They depend on the run a lot, but we want to see them do a little bit more passing the ball. We got to slow down that rushing attack of the Roughriders. That's a lot of R's right there, Dan. But they haven't shown they can do that yet, and we want to see them have the big plays on offense. Keys of the game for the Roughriders: control that Elida running game, which they need to do on that last drive. Hang on to the football. Both of these teams are actually negative in turnovers, and then they need to play 4 quarters because the Roughriders, as mentioned, have had to come down to the 4th quarter in several games, but they've been able to win every game so far.
Well, the Roughriders will get the ball back, and a nice return up across the 25 to the 27 by Spicer. Elida's scoring drive, 9 plays, 57 yards, 4 minutes, 8 seconds. A 1-yard Logan Alexander run to finish it off. And now for Elida to decide whether this game is going to stay close or not, they've got to figure out a way to stop the ground game for St. Mary's.
They do, and like I said, last week we saw the Elida defense do a really great job against a very good Walpock offense for 3.5 quarters. Then the camera clock show kind of came in the last 4 minutes of the game. But that was a very close game that, had to be really disappointing for Elida because it was right there for them. They played really, really well. This game has not started off as well for their defense. And, this is a young defense. Not a senior starter on this defense. So they have to find a way to be able to slow down the Roughriders right here to get their offense a chance to tie it up and even get the lead.
Spicer up the middle of the field, and a flag comes down at the end of that run. He goes down at the 48-yard line.
Riders having a lot of success so far, but determined on this flag, this one's actually going to come back.
So that nice run by Spicer negated by the penalty.
And too many flags for Coach Fry's liking. This team for the Roughriders uncharacteristically last in the Western Buckeye League in penalties. They have the most penalty yardage in the whole league.
So the officials marching that one back. And I believe the call was holding. So they'll put him back at the 36-yard line.
Well, because that was a spot foul, it's going to remain second down, but that's going to be second down and about a long 2. It's going to be a short 2 or a long 1.
The penalty turns what was a first down into a 4-yard gain for Spicer. Here's the handoff. Mays to the right side across the 45 and wrestled out of bounds near midfield. He'll get into Elida territory to the 48.
Now, I find this interesting. Now the Roughriders are attacking that right side. I guess the common denominator is they like running to their sideline.
So the ball at the 48-yard line on the Elida side of the field. And so far tonight, Elida has shown no signs of being able to stop this rushing attack.
Until that play right there.
That play.
A big stop right there. Noah Mosley kind of leading the way by a host of Bulldogs, not letting that trap get going for the Roughriders. First real negative rushing play of the game.
They could have at least let me finish the sentence before they proved me wrong.
Sometimes they just know.
A 1-yard loss on the play. Second down and 11 coming up. Howell under center. It'll be Fisher to the near side. He's going to be knocked off his feet as he gets across the 45. He'll land at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, Bechtold there to make the play, but nice sharp cut at the line by Fisher, where Mosley was right in the hole to be able to make the play. But Fisher with a nice plant and cut up downfield to be able to pick up some good yardage.
You talk about a guy that looks like he's running downhill, and Fisher looks that way to me tonight. 3rd down and 6 now. Howell fakes the handoff, rolls out to the right, fires it upfield, and it's incomplete. I believe he was trying to connect with Logan Mays. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and Coach Fry not wasting time sending the punt team out there. But quite frankly, sometimes with Coach Fry teams, you don't always know. Even though the punt team's out there and out there quickly, given the where you're at in the field, you always have to be concerned about a fake here. But yeah, on that last pass, it looked like a little bit of miscommunication. I'm not sure Mays thought the ball was for him, and I think Howell's ball sailed just a little bit on him.
Well, Jacob James is back to receive the snap. He stands at his own 41-yard line, and he will indeed put the foot into it. It'll be fielded at the 7-yard line, back up the middle of the field to the 30. And decent field position after the return by Scott McDonald. I'm sorry, that was D'Angelo Woods.
And another nice return for the Bulldogs in the special teams game. Only a net gain of 14 yards on the punt for the Roughriders. And the Bulldog defense got what they needed. They got the ball back into their offensive hands with the chance to be able to tie the game. So maybe the tide is turning here a little bit.
Well, 3 receivers out for Elida as they take over 1st down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 8.5 minutes to play in the half. Alexander takes the snap. A handoff to Harmon. He goes left and up to the 35-yard line.
Well, it's not just the Roughriders with a lot of movement right there. There's a lot of movement by the Bulldogs right there. They had some crossing action by Noah Mosley at the tight end, appearing to becoming almost as a blocker the other way, but actually ran opposite from the action, trying to confuse this defense of the Roughriders.
So a 2nd down and 5 now. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for Logan. And he puts a man in motion to the far side of the field. Alexander will keep it himself, and he loses his footing as he gets across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Nice play by T.J. Mealy, again a junior. And I mentioned about the young defense for Elida. St. Mary's is a fairly young defense as well. We only have them down for 2 to 3 starters on defense. The rest of them are underclassmen. So both of these defenses doing pretty well for as inexperienced as they are.
So a 3rd down now and 4 to go. And it's Upshaw in motion across the backfield. And it'll be Alexander to keep it himself, coming to the near side, and Fisher gets a paw on him as he goes around the corner and drags him down short of the 1st down.
Fisher is just a really strong player. He was engaged with Mosley right there, who's just trying to hook him, and he just refused to not be a part of that play. As you mentioned, just got the arm out, was able to take Alexander down and get a 3 and out against this really good offense of the Elida Bulldogs.
Mason Voorhees back to receive the punt, as Alexander will stand at his own 25-yard line to kick it away. Good snap, and he puts the foot into it. Line drive kick, hits at the 30-yard line and takes an Elida bounce down inside the 20-yard line to the 11. So that punt did what it needed to do for Elida.
That's probably going to keep him at the top of the punting charts of the WBL. It's a 52-yard punt right there, and the Roughriders are going to start with their worst field position of the game.
6:25 left in the half, and the Roughriders stopped on their last possession.
Well, we've seen a little bit of a change in the game. The offense has really kind of ruled the very beginning of the game, and now the defenses are starting to be able to establish themselves.
Here's Mays off the right side of the 15-yard line. And
nice job by
gain, excuse me.
Nice job by Mays. He got contact just maybe a yard past the line, but he was able to continue to drive his feet and get some movements up and through a couple of Elida Bulldog tacklers.
Give him 5 yards on 1st down. Howell will hand it off to Mays again, this time to the right as a flag comes down. He will get across the 20 to the 25-yard line and out of bounds.
And the flag was thrown right at the offensive line fairly early in the process. Probably speculate that, this is going to be on the Roughriders. It's going to be a legal chop block, which the play was going away from that side of the line. So a lot of times what you try to do is when one of your linemen is pulling towards the play, which the left guard would have been pulling to the right side, and he's covered, you try to knock that guy down and chop him. However, if he's engaged with somebody, you can't do that. So that is a penalty on the Roughriders, and kind of an unfortunate one because it was away from the play.
Well, that'll push him back to the 8-yard line. And it'll remain second down, but second down and 12 now.
So once again, the most penalized team in the Western Buckeye League gets set back again.
Handoff up the middle and nothing there for Spicer. He may have lost a yard.
And this is a far cry from the first two drives of the Roughriders where they really had their way with this Bulldog defense. Now the Bulldog defense kind of fighting back.
And that will bring up a third down and 13.
And from your own 7-yard line, some places on the field this would be a passing down, but Coach Fry might be looking to keep the ball on the ground right here and understand he's still got some big play players that could rip off long yardage here.
Seth Warneman checks into the ball game. He's the lone wideout on the near side of the field. It'll be Spicer to the right side. He gets to the 30, to the 20, and a move out of bounds to the 29-yard line. So he picks up the first down, and that has to be really deflating for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's a missed opportunity for the Bulldogs, but again, that's just maintaining the personality that Doug Fry has for this team. Don't panic. We don't care if it's a long yardage situation. We're going to do what we do. We got players that can make big plays. In that case, Spicer knocks out a 22-yard run on 3rd and 13.
An equipment issue on the Elida side of the field. We'll stop play momentarily. 4:55 remaining here in this half. And the way that things were looking early, Paul, with St. Mary's first two possessions, they went down the field basically without a negative play. It didn't look like Elida was going to be able to slow them at all.
Well, Elida has shown that they can slow them down a little bit, but again, that third down conversion hurt.
Howell is back to pass. That one is overthrown, intended for Austin Tester, and incomplete.
That's the second time we've seen that bootleg, and he's trying to hit that guy on the drag pattern and just hasn't been able to connect with him. Not a real accurate pass, but Howell only completing 52% of his passes for the year. However, when he's been completing his passes, they've usually gone for pretty big plays. He has 25 completions on the year, but 6 of those are for touchdowns.
Second down and 10 now. And the handoff goes to Mays. He goes to the right side. He's got running room, and he goes across midfield before he's pushed out of bounds in Elida territory at the 49-yard line.
Mays showing off his speed. Xavier Gilkey was kind of lucky that he was that close to the sidelines. Otherwise, he might have been able to go the distance. Mays showing how fast he is on that play, and a really good-looking drive for the Roughriders, as that's their second run of 22 yards on this drive.
So first down and 10 in Elida territory at the 49-yard line. And the Roughriders threatening to add to their touchdown lead. Handoff here, and that one sniffed out and stacked up Austin Tester. He will lose a yard or two on the play.
And Coach Carpenter not messing around. He puts his quarterback in, Logan Alexander, and he led the charge right there for the Bulldogs.
So a 2-yard loss brings up a second down and 12.
So no matter what happens with this drive, obviously the Roughriders would love to see this turn into points, but this has already been a successful drive. You know, you were looking at putting the ball from inside your own 10 to now you're at midfield already.
Howell is back to pass. under some pressure, fires it out to the right side, and it's incomplete. Trying to connect with Seth Voorhees, and a third down coming up.
Yeah, and Voorhees was open right away. If Howell was able to get him the ball a little bit easier, Voorhees not only can catch the ball, he could have turned upfield and got quite a lot of yardage.
Rough Riders 2 for 4 on third down. They face a third down and 12 here. Howell back to pass again. Looking, has time, fires it over the middle of the field, and that ball is caught. Randy Slife with a diving catch at the 25-yard line.
Randy Slife plays a little bit of defense, plays a little bit of offense. That's his 7th catch of the year in a diving variety. We saw him going the same way against Van Wert on a post pattern, make a similar type of diving play, that time with a different quarterback with Colin Clements. The backup had to come in on that play on a 4th down, if you recall.
Mays off the right side for a short gain. 26 yards on that connection from Howell to Slife. And for the Bulldogs, that's the second third down conversion that they've allowed on this possession by St. Mary's. One of 13 yards, the other of 12.
Yeah, that's pretty deflating for a defense who's starting to kind of huff a little bit as this is the 10th play of the drive.
Second down and 9 for St. Mary's. And a whistle and a timeout going to be taken by the Rough Riders. 3:15 remaining here in the half. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet in one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Second down and 8 coming up now for the Rough Riders, and Elida on this possession has had some chances to shut down this drive, but they've given up first downs on a couple of long third down conversions for St. Mary's. Here's a handoff to Mays. He goes to the right side, finds some running room, then he's spun down. He should get to the 26-yard line.
And that's Danielle Lowe,
21.
the leading tackler for this team. Again, another sophomore. A lot of promising, I don't want to say stars, but maybe I should say stars, but defensive players for the Bulldogs there that are just sophomores. Whitfield, number 48, is just a freshman. Just a lot of young talent on the defensive side for the Bulldogs.
To the ball at the 21-yard line, third down and 6. Howell fires it over the middle where it's caught. And a mob of white jerseys down there at the 14-yard line.
Able to find Voorhees that time. That's his 4th catch of the year. We used to call that a pop pass back in the day from the tight end position. As opposed to continuing to go down the field, though, he just kind of settled in the middle, found a little weak spot on the play-action pass, and Howell was able to find him.
Another third down conversion for the Rough Riders. Handoff here, Fisher. He goes left side, and he's going to bowl his way down to the 6.
So again, just a really, really strong looking drive right here for the Rough Riders. As we're approaching the 2-minute mark, they've had this ball a long time.
8-yard carry there for Fisher. Sets up the Rough Riders, second down and 2. Mays, Spicer, and Fisher in the backfield. It'll be Spicer to the left. He dives inside the 5 down to the 3-yard line. Now Elida will get the ball to start the second half.
Eric Spicer with the carry.
Really like to play some power football behind that left side of their experienced third-year starting tackle, Zach Elsoff, as well as Aaron Alexander.
First down, Roughriders.
So that carry by Spicer was enough for the first down. So first and goal for St. Mary's. And this has been a elongated drive for St. Mary's. The 14th play of this drive coming up. It'll be Fisher, left side, fights his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
And that is a classic Rough Rider drive, going nearly the length of the field, starting inside their own 10, go all the way, and the tracker backers are happy as the Rough Riders regain a 2-touchdown lead.
So Van Dever will be on to attempt the extra point.
That is Julius Fisher's third rushing touchdown of the year.
Hold is down, the kick is up. And it is good. So with 1:26 remaining in the half, the Rough Riders add to their lead. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Owen Kitchen and Bath Showroom has been family owned and operated since 1990. We can help you from start to finish with your entire project. Let one of our professional designers put the final touches on your project. Owen Kitchen and Bath now has 2 showrooms to better serve you in Wapakoneta and Lima. Owen Kitchen and Bath, cabinetry that will take your breath away at prices that won't.
(21-7) in favor of St. Mary's after they put together a 14-play, 89-yard drive that covered nearly 5 minutes and ended with a 3-yard run by Julius Fisher, a drive that featured 3 third-down conversions, and a shortish kick here will be fielded by Elida at the 46.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a squib kick, but it actually hit the up man. I believe that was Tristan Edwards, the center, that was hit by it, and he wisely jumped on the ball. And truth was 1:23 left. This is going to be excellent field position for the Bulldogs. So I really think Coach Fry wanted to put the ball on the ground, squib kick it to limit a big return. Did not intend for it to hit an up back. So the Coach Carpenter's got to be pretty happy with the situation that they're in, getting the ball with this point in the half.
Mm-hmm. And Elida has shown that they can move the ball at times tonight. They put together a 4-play 61-yard, a 9-play 57-yard drive earlier in this ball game.
Don't have a lot of time, though. We'll see if they continue to stay on the ground or if they take to the air.
They will here on first down as Harmon brings it to the near side, and he is going to get tripped up as he gets across the 40 and down to the 37-yard line. Looks like he stayed in bounds.
Clock will stop temporarily, but they decided to continue to put the ball on the ground, but this time they gave the ball to the playmaker Harmon in a different way on the jet sweep.
17 yards on the carry by Harmon. First down and 10. 1:09 remaining here in the half.
So considering you got a couple timeouts left, you're inside the 40, clock stops when you get first downs. Clock's not actually the hugest factor as you think it might have been when the Rough Riders are getting ready to kick off.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. And Alexander will be working out of the shotgun as he has most of the night. They put Harmon in motion, fake the handoff to him, and it's Alexander up the middle. He lowers the shoulder and fights his way down to the 37-yard line.
Clock moving, but Coach Carpenter still working to the strength of his team, running that zone read, this time out of a no-back set with some short motion.
This time Harmon will be on the left hip of Alexander as we're down to 45 seconds remaining in the half. Alexander back to pass, fires it left side, and that one incomplete. Over on the far side of the field at the 22-yard line, looking for Henderson again.
Yeah, and in this type of situation, you would like to see if Henderson could have came up with that. Not the most accurate pass in the world, but he had both hands on it. Probably would have been enough for the first down, if not fairly close.
And we saw this Elida team struggle with throwing the ball last week in Wapakoneta. A 3rd down and 6 now. Just 36 seconds remaining as Alexander fires it deep down the center of the field. It's caught and into the end zone for a touchdown. He connects with Noah Mosley.
Perfectly set up by Coach Carpenter, running the same action that they did the first 2 times that ended up being runs. This time they play action it. Mosley able to get behind Howe on that time off the play action fake, and the Bulldogs with a critical touchdown right here with 28 seconds left in the half.
A 33-yard connection from Alexander to Mosley.
And understand, last week with 19 attempts, he only had 18 yards for the game passing. So that's really got to help the confidence of Elida.
Flag comes down on the extra point attempt. We'll see what that's about.
And that's only Alexander's 2nd passing touchdown of the year. And both of those have been to Mosley.
Well, the extra point was good. And now the officials are conferring over there at the 5-yard line. At any rate, Elida set themselves up with a touchdown, and now with just 28 seconds left in the half, they have an opportunity, if they can stop the Roughriders on this possession, to get the ball back to start the second half and even things up.
Yeah, that's critical, assuming that they can get a stop right here.
Right.
I know there's only 28 seconds left. But yeah, that touchdown was big because now you're kind of playing somewhat even again with you getting the ball to start the second half. So Elida's got to feel fairly good because they haven't played that well, especially on the defensive side, and that's something that's going to need to be corrected at halftime. How they can slow down this rushing attacks for St. Mary's, because they have given up over 200 yards rushing to the Roughriders already. Looks like the penalty was going to be a personal foul against St. Mary's, and that was after the extra point. So we're going to see Elida kick off from the 45, and quite frankly, if I was the coach here, I'd onside kick this. Because if you don't get it, they still get the ball at the 35-yard line, which isn't horrible field position.
Well, we'll see what Elida chooses to do. They will kick it into the end zone. So in reality, not too much of a penalty there for St. Mary's.
It didn't work out that way, but they lost an opportunity to get a return in the kicking game, which with 28 seconds left, that's one of your best ways to be able to get in a position to score again, is with a big play on a kick return.
Well, the Rough Rider offense back out onto the field. They have just 28 seconds to work with here in the half. They are not the kind of offense that generally stretches the field real quickly.
Not usually, but they do have backs that are capable of getting big plays. But I'm assuming Coach Fry is just going to be able to get the ball to one of those guys. But nope, he's going to pass the ball.
Howell looking to throw now. He'll keep it himself. A flag comes down in the backfield, and Howell will be knocked out of bounds near the 40-yard line. But I have a feeling this one's coming back, Paul.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding call against the Rough Riders. We'll have to get AJ on that. It's their 5th penalty of the game. Again, as mentioned earlier, they are leading the Western Buckeye League in being flagged the most, and that's going to be very frustrating to Coach Doug Fry.
Well, and for the second time tonight, it negates a big run for the Rough Riders. It's going to push them back to their own 7-yard line.
And last time they were able to overcome it, but they had a lot of time to work with it. Not a whole lot of time here, but you are up 7. Against a pretty good team, so you still got to feel pretty good about yourself, but obviously, just being a little bit more disciplined is something I'm sure is going to be talked about in halftime, so that they're not hurting themselves with these penalties.
Couple of subs here for St. Mary's, and they will come to the line with 19 seconds to play. And Howell's just going to keep it himself. He gets a little help from one of the backs, and he falls forward to the 15-yard line. So positive yards there, and St. Mary's doesn't look to be in a big hurry to run into the play. That will be the final play of the first half here at Skip Bachman Stadium. The Roughriders with the lead at the break. You are watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Hello? Call dropped? Hello? No more minutes? Lost your phone? Don't worry. Telephone service from TSC is always crystal clear. Never runs out of minutes. Never has a dead battery. And most importantly, in an emergency, it displays your address for 911. Plus, TSC keeps you connected with free calling in our expanded calling area. Ask about telephone service from TSC today.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
For over 100 years, the Stolly Insurance Team has been looking out for you.
We have access to major insurance companies all over the country. But together, we can customize an insurance program that will offer you the best coverage for the best premiums.
Let us look out for you. Give us a call for a personalized proposal today.
Proudly featuring Motorist Insurance, Stolly Insurance in Lima, Walpock, Salina, and Lakeview. Representing Motorist Insurance Group and other fine insurance companies. Stolly Insurance.
It's homecoming and it's halftime here in St. Mary's. The Roughriders on top by a score of 21-14 as we take a look at scoring from the first half. The Roughriders got on the scoreboard on their first possession with 7:34 remaining in the first quarter, an 11-play, 77-yard drive that ended with this 24-yard connection from Howell to Tester. The Van Dever kick made it 7-0 in favor of St. Mary's. They scored again on their next possession with 3:19 remaining in the first quarter. A 4-play, 61-yard drive that ended with a 26-yard run by Spicer as he got into the end zone to give St. Mary's a 14-0 lead. The Elida Bulldogs struggled to get things going in the first quarter, but were able to put together a drive at the end of at the very beginning of the second quarter, rather, a 9-play, 57-yard drive and a 1-yard run by Alexander that gave them their first touchdown of the night. St. Mary's led 14-7. Then it was Julius Fisher into the end zone here to give St. Mary's the lead back, a 14-play, 89-yard drive with 4:59. They covered 4 minutes and 59 seconds. And then the final score of the half was one for Elida, a 33-yard connection from Alexander to Noah Mosley that gave the Bulldogs their second touchdown of the first half, and it came with just 28 seconds remaining in the half and brought us to our halftime score of 21-14. At halftime, we generally like to step into the schoolhouse, Sadler's Schoolhouse. This is the opportunity for me to learn each week, and we do that again tonight.
Yeah, well, what we want to do is go back to the third touchdown for the Roughriders to Julius Fisher. They ran this play a lot and got a lot of yardage on it in the middle of the field, but this time you see him kind of going to the end zone. Here's what really started that. It starts with the line blocking, as you can see here. It starts with a big double team by Alexander and Elsoff, as you can see right there, but also tight end Nate Gross, you can see with the down block as we can go ahead and move it forward with a block down. Mays from wingback gets a seal, and then from the backside guard, Joey Molino seals the backer from the inside, and that creates all the cushion that Julius Fisher needs to get in the end zone. So that not only was 6 points in that standpoint, but that's a play they've been running a lot to the left side behind Elsoff and Alexander.
Yeah, Fisher has had a big night offensively, and Elida has not had an answer for him so far tonight. Let's take a look at first half statistics, Paul.
Yeah, St. Mary's actually kind of dominating overall total yardage. Right now they have 291 total yards to only 138 for Elida, where 231 of those are on the ground for the Roughriders. Spicer's leading the way with 118 yards rushing, Fisher with 52, and Mays for 50. Howe at quarterbacks, chipped in at 4 for 8 passing. Over to Elida. Harmon leading the way with 64 yards rushing on only 6 carries. Alexander being held in check, the leading rusher in the Western Buckeye League, averaging over 190 a game coming in rushing, only has 26. And he's 3 for 5 passing with 48 yards.
Well, the Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half. When we come back, it's 21-14 in favor of the Roughriders here on homecoming evening in St. Mary's. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Back here for the start of the second half, and the Roughriders were set to kick it away. Paul, for the Bulldogs, obviously getting a score on this opening possession would be big, but for them, they need to figure something out defensively if they're going to stay in this game.
They do. They've given up way too many rushing yards to the Roughriders, but luckily for them, that big return, the big touchdown that they had right there at the end of the first half, drew them within a touchdown, and they're just one drive away from tying this up. And I think one of the biggest ways that they can get going is with a good return here.
Kick is away, and it'll be fielded at the 6-yard line. Over to the near side of the field to the 20, and to the 23-yard line is Cole Harmon. So decent starting field position for the Bulldogs to start their first possession of the second half.
And Grant Keith and TJ Mealy, they're combining with the tackle on a dangerous return man. So the Bulldogs with fairly modest field position right here.
Well, we'll see if Alexander is involved more on the ground here in the second half. As you mentioned at the halftime break, that he is well below his average rushing the ball here tonight.
Yeah, average 191 a game coming in, 8.7 a carry.
2 receivers to each side. They put Harmon in motion, and it will be Alexander who runs into Fisher as he gets to the 25-yard line.
And I tell you what, that was a matchup of 2 of the best in the Western Buckeye League. Julius Fisher not fooled at all, standing there just waiting on Logan Alexander, and both of them were staring each other down, about the same size, and Alexander wasn't going to juke him to try to make a miss, and Fisher was able to make the tackle.
So a pickup of 2 on that first down carry. And here is Harmon up the middle of the field, and he's going to be stacked up as he gets to the 28.
Harmon on the carry. Tackled by Gage Chisholm.
They've had some success, Paul, going up the middle with Harmon, including a 30-yard run that he had earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, and Harmon, that's only his 7th carry on the game. You know, they have both of those guys, you know, are very dangerous rushing the ball. And sometimes you can account for one big-time runner, but when it's 2, you know, you really have a tough time, puts pressure on the defense because they can go a variety of different ways. They can work play action, they can work different type of fakes, and you have to account for it all.
Harmon had to fix a helmet issue there, so there was stoppage in play. 4 yards on that last carry by Harmon. Now a 3rd down and 4 coming up for Elida. This is their opening possession of the second half. And it will be Alexander up the middle of the field. He gets across the 30 to the 31. And it looks like he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, the Roughriders able to get some penetration on that action that was giving some problems at the end of the first half. But William Bam was able to get some initial contact in the backfield on Alexander. And the first battle of the second half is a 3-and-out won by the Roughriders.
Alexander will be on to kick it away. We want to remind you that next week we will be back in Wapakoneta as the Salina Bulldogs are in town. That's our feature broadcast. That one kicked away, and it'll hit at the 30, take a Elida bounce, and roll down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Our bonus ball game is Bath at St. Mary's.
And that's the second time tonight that we've seen the Roughriders not field a punt, and Elida get a very fortunate bounce to give poor field position again for the Roughriders. That time a 56-yard punt for Alexander and the Bulldogs.
He is the top punter in the Western Buckeye League.
Although last time the Roughriders had this type of field position, they were able to go the length of the field and convert it for a touchdown.
Right. Howell will be under center here on 1st down and 10. And it is Mays to the right side, and he's going to pick up positive yards across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Mays has just got another level of speed. The Bulldogs really have to make sure that they try to get some contact on him early so he doesn't build up a head of steam.
He seems to do a good job, Paul, letting that play develop in front of him before he turns on that speed. And here is Spicer up the middle. And he picks up 1st down yardage to the 34, excuse me, to the 29.
Again, Spicer had to adjust his game a little bit. You know, he was, I believe, 4th in the Western Buckeye League rushing last year, you know, rushing from a halfback position. Now they got him playing primarily fullback due to the injuries to Bo Kenning and then Chase Root.
Handoff to Mays, going to the right side, finds the corner, and he will go out of bounds near the 33-yard line.
Roughriders having a lot of success with the sweep. Again, just curiously enough, you know, I've never really seen this before, where they just tend to go towards their sideline. So in the second and third quarters, they've been running to the right side. In the first quarter, they were really attacking that left side.
4 yards on the carry. Here is Fisher. He comes to the left. He is across the 40 to the 45, midfield to the 45 to the 40, and knocked off his feet at the 38-yard line. A nice run by Fisher, finally caught up by Peyton Smith.
Yeah, that was the exact same play we saw in the schoolhouse, running to the left with Fisher, pulling both guards. That time Morlino actually didn't really find anyone to block, and Fisher was running up beside him, said, "Get out of my way," as we see here on this replay. See with that double team we talked about before between Elsoff and Alexander, and nice job inside there by Spicer working the wing back.
This time Mays to the right side. He'll run into a white jersey as he gets to the 31-yard line. 30 yards on that rumble by Fisher. And again, Elida struggling to slow down this running attack.
So again, coming out to start the second half, Elida goes 3 and out. Roughriders with poor field position, but once again, hitting with some big running plays, are able to get themselves out of trouble and once again into Elida territory.
And it looks like another equipment issue there on the Elida side.
And Coach Carpenter well onto the field talking to the official. Coach Fry getting an explanation from the official on the far side.
So a 2nd down and 3 coming up. And Paul, the difference so far on this drive from the one that the Roughriders put together from deep in their own territory before is that Elida hasn't been able to force them into those 3rd down situations so far on this drive.
No, they've been getting chunks and chunks of yardage so far on this drive.
It will be Spicer and Fisher in the backfield, and Spicer will get it off the left side. Lost the ball, and it is covered by Elida at the 25-yard line. So a big turnover for St. Mary's.
And Lowe stripped that out, and it looked like it was Dan Tullis, another sophomore for Elida, able to pick up on that. And the first big turnover of the game goes for Elida into their favor, and they really needed that because they were not showing signs of slowing down the Roughriders. And we mentioned before about holding on to the ball. Both of these teams came in with a negative turnover ratio. That puts St. Mary's now -3 turnover ratio in the year.
So a big opportunity for Elida as their defense creates the turnover. Now we'll see if their offense can do anything with the possession. Alexander is back to pass, getting pressure from Fisher. He fires it out to the near side where it is caught near the 30-yard line, and hauling that one in was Mosley.
You know, that pass ends up being a little bit tougher than needed to to be given the pressure. However, Alexander is able to complete the pass to bring his passing total up to 4 for 6 for the game passing.
So 2nd down and 6 now. And here is Harmon up the middle of the field. He'll get to the 34-yard line. Cole Harmon having a good night running the ball tonight.
Well, they may need him or Alexander here again, as this brings up a 3rd, and we're going to call it a long 1 or a short 2 for the Bulldogs. They had a 3-and-out the first drive. Can they continue to capitalize on this turnover and move the chains for the first time this half?
Harmon on the left hip of Alexander out of the shotgun. Handoff. And nope, they fake the handoff. It'll be Alexander, and he goes off the left side and picks up the 1st down.
And nice fake right there. That really fooled the Roughriders, as the Bulldogs are able to move the chains for the first time this half.
2 receivers to the left for Alexander. He has 1 over here on the near side. That's Gibson. First down and 10, and this time it will be Harmon, but he is tripped up in the backfield and brought down for a loss.
Grant Keith coming off the edge right there, able to disrupt and make the play in the backfield for the tackle for loss. So a negative play on 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the ball will go back to the 33-yard line, and a 2nd down and 14 coming up.
And you know, when you're doing that zone read, you're expected that guy to be blocked and not to be a part of the play.
They put Harmon in motion out of the backfield, and Alexander will throw it. He fires it out to the near sideline and incomplete, trying to connect with Brian Upshaw. And Paul, we saw Upshaw a little more involved in the offense last week in Wapakoneta, but really Elida has stuck with their ground game tonight.
Well, I mean, they stuck with it, but they actually have a lot more success passing the ball tonight as well. So, you know, they made some adjustments during the week to try to be successful. You know, that was a tough pass. That's a long out pattern to be able to complete right there into a zone defense that can move a little bit.
Well, it forces Elida into a 3rd down and 14 from their own 33. Alexander back to pass again. He fires it deep down the near sideline, and that one is going to be incomplete, well out of bounds, intended for Henderson.
Yeah, running the wheel route up there, trying to see if they would bite on the short route and then go deep. The Rough Riders were not fooled on that. Pass was a little bit long and out of bounds, but if you're going to make a shot like it, you know, that's an excellent play to try there on 3rd down. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, brings up the punt team.
Well, they have done well kicking the ball tonight. Alexander averaging 49 yards a punt. He puts the foot into it, and it's a good kick again, fielded by Mays at the 34-yard line. He's back across the 40 to the 45, and the Rough Riders will have outstanding field position as he goes down at the 49-yard line.
And that's the difference just between fielding the punt and letting it bounce another 15 yards. You know, you get about a 15, 20-yard return compared to if you just let it bounce and lose. You know, that's a 30, 35-yard swing of field position that the Rough Riders and Logan Mays was able to do by catching the ball and just returning it.
Well, Elida a little bit late getting set defensively, and Mays goes off the right side for 4 yards. Well, Mays has been able to pick up chunks of yards running that play to the right side all night.
Yeah, this time they're going behind senior Levi Ginter and then the sophomore Garrett Louth.
And here's Fisher to the left. He goes up the middle there and across the 40 down to the 35-yard line.
Julius Fisher showing some really good footwork. He felt a little bit of pressure by his feet. He was able to kind of scoot there towards the middle on the cutback and picks up the 1st down.
13 yards on the carry by Fisher. And this time Spicer up the middle of the field. He cuts it to the near side, 20, 15, 10, 5 house.
Spicer's second touchdown of the game, that time on a trap up the middle for 35 yards, and the Roughriders regain a 2-touchdown lead for the third time tonight.
Well, Spicer atoning for the fumble on the last play. Takes it 35 yards to the end zone and adds some cushion for the Roughriders on the scoreboard.
The Roughriders now well over 300 yards just in rushing this game, Dan.
Vandever out to attempt the extra point. Hold is down, the kick is up. And it is good. So with 5:25 remaining here in the third quarter, it's the Roughriders 28 and Elida 14. You're watching high school football on Game Face.
What?
Well, the St. Mary's Roughriders have pushed their lead back out to 14 after a 3-play, 51-yard drive. And that included a 35-yard touchdown run by Spicer to give the Roughriders a 28-14 lead.
Yeah, with the exception of Elida being able to strip Spicer on that first drive, they've not done anything to stop the Rough Rider rushing attack.
Woods on the return takes it to the far side of the field and cuts it up the far sideline. He's across the 40. He'll be brought down as he gets to the 44-yard line.
Elida with really good special teams play, able to give themselves some good field position. They've been in this situation before, down 2 touchdowns. You know, they just can't seem to get over the hump and get the stop defensively when they need to.
Right. D'Angelo Woods is a dynamic return man. He sets them up nicely here. They'll spot it at the 43-yard line. 37 yards on the return. And Elida with good field position to try and answer back here, now trailing 28-14. Alexander in the shotgun. Has Harmon on his right hip. It will be Alexander to throw, and Upshaw takes it. Trying to evade a man in the backfield. He is stopped short of the line of scrimmage.
Howe with an excellent open field tackle right there. Had a blocker downfield, but unable to evade from the safety spot, Howe.
So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 coming up. 2 receivers left for Alexander out of the shotgun. He'll have 1 man wide to the right. Under some pressure, fires it out, and it's caught. Mosley will get across midfield and go down near the first down marker, but it looks like he's going to be about a yard short at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, depending on the spot, it's pretty close. I agree. I think it might be slightly short, but it's pretty close, and they might take a look to measure it. That time the Rough Riders brought pressure on Alexander, but he was able to burn him by hitting the tight end in the vacated spot on the blitz.
And Paul, they will bring the chains all the way across the field now to make that measurement.
AJ's calling it short right now. Again, if we had that AJ cam, you could see how far he says it is.
Right.
We'll see how close he is.
I don't know why that's not available. The AJ cam seems like it would be, it's a moneymaker. And he was just a little bit off, but it could be the camera angle too. Anyway.
You know, I'm going to give AJ that.
All right.
I'll give it to him.
All right. He was all the way across the field from the ball, from the spot. Yeah, so.
So once again, a 3rd and very short here for the Bulldogs. So far, they are 3 for 8 on third down conversions.
The last time they were in a short yardage situation like this was at a goal line stand.
Well, they did do that as well, but last drive, if you remember, they had that 3rd and 1.
You're right.
And they went up the middle with Alexander with a nice play fake.
Alexander was only under center 1 or 2 times tonight. The one time that he did keep it himself, and he goes under center here, bounces off the pile, and does a fantastic job to get that first down.
I'll tell you what, just a great play all around. You know, the Roughriders did a tremendous job just knocking back the interior lineman of Elida to stuff the initial thrust. However, Alexander, being a pretty big dude, able to absorb that and then regain his balance enough to be able to surge ahead for the first down.
So a third down conversion for Elida gives them a first down with just over 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Alexander rolling out to the near side, fires it, caught by Mosley at the 40, and he will dive forward, picking up positive yards close to the 35-yard line.
Mosley with his 3rd catch of the game turned in kind of a favorite target of Alexander. Kind of caught that with his fingers. It was a really nice catch by the tight end.
That'll be enough for an Elida first down. So the Bulldogs moving the ball here on this possession after the 12-yard connection there from Alexander to Mosley.
And Alexander being fairly accurate, as now 7 for 11 on the game passing.
He keeps it himself, tripped up in the backfield, but stays on his feet, gets to the 30, and he'll fall forward to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, almost got taken down pretty early, but was able to regain his feet just a little bit, and then he had his big Noah Meeker, 235-pound junior, blocking it up in front of him.
Second down and 4 coming up now. Harmon in the backfield with Alexander. It will be Harmon. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage and goes down.
TJ Mealy once again with the penetration from the linebacker spot, able to get his hand and trip up the ball carrier.
So it'll bring up a third down and 5 with just 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
And given the field position, again, 3rd and 5 on the 30-yard line. You got to look at 2 plays to get this, so I wouldn't be surprised if they continue to try to get it on the ground.
Alexander out of the shotgun and looking to throw, fires it left, caught by Mosley, and looks like he dropped it. Yeah.
Yeah, ball was right there. Mosley, who showed some really good hands earlier in this drive, unable to take that one down, and that's a big missed opportunity because now this brings up a 4th and 5.
Well, the Bulldogs looking to the sideline for the play.
The Bulldogs, maybe thinking that, as good as a rushing team as we are, first coming in here, averaging 363 yards, only held to 107 so far the game on the ground.
Well, this could be a huge stop for the Roughriders if they're able to derail this Bulldog drive. 4th and 5 now. Alexander back to pass. He's got pressure coming. Fires it left side. It is caught over at the 20-yard line, and a first down for Elida.
It's Harmon or Upshaw that got
I believe it was Upshaw.
But, Upshaw was open, but it looked like he was just, hurry up and get this ball to me because they're coming to get me. As the ball got there, maybe slightly a little bit tardy, but it was just enough time to be able to pick up the big first down. So the second 4th down conversion for Elida with the 12-yard gain.
A man in motion across the backfield to the near side, and that snap off the hand of Alexander. He's able to recover it and fire it to the right side where it's caught. Inside the 10 to the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. Making the reception is Brady Gibson, his first catch of the night.
And Alexander taking what could have been disaster and with kind of a fortunate bounce, able to recover himself, rolled to the right and was able to get the ball to Gibson, who made a nice move to be able to get the Bulldogs now inside the 5-yard line.
15-yard connection from Alexander to Gibson sets up a 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the 3-yard line. The 10th play of the drive is Alexander off the right side, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
So now Alexander has now rushed for his second touchdown of the game. He passed for the other. Not one of the biggest eye-popping yardage games so far for the Bulldogs, but they're right there once again within a touchdown.
So Elida will send Stewart out to attempt the extra point. And for the Bulldogs, their problem has not been putting together scoring drive. It's being able to stop the Roughriders from answering back. Extra point is up, and it is good. The Bulldogs have trimmed the St. Mary's lead back to 7. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TV everywhere.
TV everywhere?
That's right, everywhere. You can watch TV from your tablet, your phone, your laptop, any mobile device, anywhere you want.
Laundromat?
Yes.
Grocery store?
Yes.
Park?
Yes.
What if I wanted to watch TV at home?
All your favorite networks all the time. It's TV everywhere from TSC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
1:45 left in this third quarter of play here in St. Mary's, and the Bulldogs have again cut the lead down to 7. And now, as they have done multiple times tonight, they need to hand the ball over to their defense and hope that they're able to slow down what has been an unstoppable running attack for St. Mary's. Kick away, and it'll be fielded by Spicer back across the 30 to the 32-yard line. So good field position for the Roughriders. That last possession by Elida, 10 plays, 57 yards, 3 minutes, 32 seconds, a 3-yard run by Logan Alexander to end the drive. Here is Mays going to the right side, and he picks up positive yards again, going out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And the Bulldogs have had absolutely no answer for that play tonight.
No, they haven't, and they're going to have to, if they want to be able to win this game, they've got to get a stop at some point. And it's going to start with stopping that.
Well, they were able to get a stop on a turnover earlier in this quarter, but then offensively did not come out and do anything. Here is Mays again, same play. Same result, up across the 40 to the 44-yard line, and another St. Mary's first down.
That is a Roughrider first down. First down again from the St. Mary's 44.
Ball at the 44-yard line for St. Mary's. And it'll be Fisher. And surprisingly, he goes to the left side,
He
Paul.
goes to the left side, but Coach Fry does play the left and right halfback, so that's why you at least see the personnel. So because he plays the right halfback, Fisher will get the carries on the sweep to the left, and Mays will get the carries on the sweep to the right.
So the ball to the 48-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. This time Spicer up the middle of the field, cuts it to the far side, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, slows down a little bit, and goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Spicer trying to shake one of those Elida defenders on the far side of the field, but another nice run by Spicer.
So again, just as we've seen pretty much all game, but especially here in the second half, just the Roughriders getting, just gashing this defense, and Elida's actually going to call a timeout just to kind of slow this momentum down.
33-yard run by Eric Spicer sets up the Roughriders first down and 10 at the 19-yard line. A timeout here for Elida. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
After the timeout, St. Mary's back to it, and it'll be Mays off the right side. And Elida finally puts up a stop on that play.
Yeah, they're able to kind of stretch it out just a little bit there defensively. Balin Stinson able to get some penetration there on the left side to be able to make them bubble that out for once.
So that moves the ball. Well, they just get back to the line of scrimmage on that play. So 2nd down and 10 coming up. Just 11 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, but it'll be Mays again. He finds the corner, and the ball is loose. It looks like Elida has recovered it, and they have. So the 2nd fumble of the night for the Roughriders inside the Elida 30-yard line, and the Bulldogs with an opportunity now to tie things up.
The only thing stopping the Roughriders right now in this quarter is themselves putting the ball on the ground. This time we see Mays putting the ball on the ground. Not sure exactly what happened, didn't see it real well with that replay. But what we do know is that the Bulldogs sniff out another scoring opportunity drive for the Roughriders by getting a big turnover.
I see what you did there with the Bulldog and the sniffing. That was good.
If only it was on purpose.
Just 4 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. But Elida will get a chance to run one more play before we head to the final frame. Alexander by himself puts a man in motion across the backfield. The handoff will go to Harmon, who gets stacked up and stopped after a loss on the play of a couple of yards. So that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's holds on to the lead, and we'll come back with the 4th quarter right after this. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Strength is about so much more than the body. It's about being together, serving, sharing, and caring for those around us. It's about keeping score in the heart rather than on a scoreboard. Be a part of a community that builds more than your body. At the Wapakoneta Family YMCA.
Back here for the start of the 4th quarter, and Paul, these two teams have been battling back and forth all night, but last year, a real classic between these two teams.
It was, and it was an amazing game where it was the 2nd highest scoring game in St. Mary's Rough Rider history, and the biggest one in over 100 years, where it went overtime. The Rough Riders saw 4 touchdowns rushing from Isaac Fitzgerald and 1 through the air. Alexander for Elida actually had 4 touchdown passes, 3 to Clark Etzler. But what it did was it came down to this last play. Elida goes for 2 in overtime to try to get the win, and in controversial fashion, the ball is actually caught here on the sidelines. One official calls a touchdown. The Elida crowd goes nuts. The team comes on. Just there on the side, you can see one official waving it off. Turns out they're going to say that the receiver stepped out of bounds before you can see the official with his hat off, said he was out of bounds, and you can see the Rough Riders kind of slowly realizing what happens, and the Rough Riders hold on for a 47-46 overtime victory, and that victory ended a 20-game WBL losing streak for the Rough Riders.
Well, we'll hope for that kind of drama here tonight.
And
short gain up the middle.
And just a few other things about this series history. Historically dominated by the Rough Riders at 37-8. However, prior to last year, Elida had won 4 in a row over the Rough Riders.
Well, no gain on that. That play brings up a 3rd down. And, well, actually, they got a couple yards. 3rd down and 11 now.
And another note here, Coach Doug Fry in his St. Mary's coaching career, where as we know this is his 2nd stint, is actually 12-0 versus the Elida Bulldogs.
Alexander puts Harmon in motion out of the backfield. Now he'll roll out to the near side, looking downfield. He fires it, and it's going to be picked off inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Randy Slife right there saw the out pattern coming from a mile away, and he undercut Brian Upshaw on that pattern. And the Roughriders return the favor of a turnover, but now they got excellent field position, and the defense makes the play to make up for that the turnover for the offense. Here we can see the replay, rolling to his left, and just a slow developing play coming from the free safety spot. Able to make that play is Randy Slife. I believe that's his second interception of the year.
Well, it'll be Spicer up the middle. He stopped at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on the first down carry for Spicer. One of the few times that Spicer's been stopped.
So now with that turnover, turnovers are now 2-1, with the Roughriders turning over twice. The Bulldogs with that their first turnover. Spicer, before that play, had 180 yards on the ground, and the Roughriders, just as a whole, now at 380 yards rushing.
Here's Fisher again to the left. He finds the corner to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to go down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
It looked like Keir Russell might have had a chance to make a play, and Morlino able to take him to the ground to allow Fisher to be able to make the big run, and Fisher now up over 100 yards rushing.
Surprising speed when he got to the corner, Paul, as Fisher looks like a bigger guy, but he really turned it on when he got out there.
Well, he's a very good athlete. He is bigger stature and stronger than, say, Mays and Spicer, and probably not quite as fast as those guys, but he's definitely not a slow person by any means.
Howell will keep it himself on the 1st and goal carry from the 4-yard line, and it looks like no indication yet that he got in. You're going to spot it at the 1.
No, but you got to like being able to get about 3 yards from your quarterback on a quarterback sneak.
Mm-hmm. Second down and goal from the 1. And Elida has been given opportunities tonight to cash in and get even in this game, and every one of them has come up empty. Howell again on the keeper, and this time he gets the push he needs to get into the end zone.
Yeah, he pushes ahead and is able to get his 3rd touchdown run of the season. And now, once again, a continuing pattern, we've seen the Bulldogs get within a touchdown. St. Mary's finds a way and extends the lead once again to 2 touchdowns. And now time is starting to become a concern as there's under 10 minutes left to go in the second half of the Bulldogs.
Vandever out to attempt the extra point. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 9:42 left in this one, and St. Mary's again with a 2-touchdown lead. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
TSC can save you money.
How?
TSC can save you money with Emerge.
What's Emerge?
The Emerge bundle plan. TSC will merge your phone, cable TV, and internet into one nice, neat package to save you money.
How much money?
A boatload. The Emerge bundle plan, only from TSC.
TSC, give us a call and see. It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Well, the turnover on the interception by the Elida cost them a chance to tie things up as the Roughriders take the ball from the 19-yard line and punch it in on a 1-yard run by Howell to give them the 2-touchdown edge, 35-21. Here with 9:42 remaining in this game. So the Roughriders set to kick it away. Vandever puts the foot into it. It'll be fielded at the 10. Harmon brings it to the near side of the field, and he'll be knocked out of bounds near the 30-yard line. So that's where Elida will start their next possession.
Does a little bit of everything. Fisher, we've seen him score touchdowns, make plays from his linebacker spot, and right there he was engaged on the block and was able to make the tackle on the kickoff.
First down, Elida.
He's had a good night.
On the 32-yard line.
So now the Bulldogs
can't afford too many more empty possessions now at this stage in the game, Dan.
Well, they turned the ball over for the first time tonight on their last possession on the interception. Now men in motion and a flag going to come down.
Yeah, miscommunication right there. They're trying to do a shift. Alexander kind of clapped his hands to move that, and unfortunately the center, Tristan Edwards, looked at that as an opportunity to snap the ball, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on Elida. That's only their second flag of the night.
First down and 15 from the 27.
So the ball back to the 27-yard line. First down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Now they get the men in motion. And Alexander is back to pass. Looking downfield now, looking to run it. And he's going to be dropped for a loss back to the 25-yard line. Nothing opening up downfield for the Bulldogs.
No, I tell you what, they were running a similar play to that they ran the touchdown earlier in the game too. That time instead, they had Danielle Lowe in, and they were looking to get him on the post pattern. This time, Dustin Howe was able to be right there so that there was no reason to be able to throw that pass because he was well covered.
So it will bring up a second down and 18 now. Three receivers over here on the near side of the field. And Alexander going to pass again. Looking, still looking, under pressure, fires it out to the right side where it's caught, but no gain. In fact, a loss on the play.
Yeah,
maybe a yard.
Yeah, in that case, I mean, because you can't get back up. If you kind of just have awareness where you're at, you almost just not want to catch that because now you lose yardage, and the clock really should be running right there. I don't know why it stopped.
You know, unless they called it an incompletion, but it looked like he caught it.
Yeah, but they didn't spot it like it's an incompletion.
Right. Well, a third down and 18 now for the Bulldogs. And Alexander back to pass again, fires it over the middle. It's caught by Mosley, and he holds on very close to a first down.
Yeah, it's going to be right at the sticks there, and that took some courage to be able to catch that pass. I think that's Mosley's fourth catch of the game. Not a great spot if you're a Bulldog fan, because I believe that looks like it's going to be short.
Yeah, they noticed too. Well, they spot it at the 41-yard line, making it a 17-yard connection, and a 4th and 1 coming up here, and the Bulldog offense stays out on the field. Alexander with some last-minute instructions. He will keep it himself, and he will pick up the first down up to the 44-yard line.
You know what? Give credit, though, to the Rough Rider defense. You know, what they have not allowed was Alexander to run off a big play, and we know that he's very capable of doing that. You know, he's gotten some tough yardage. In fact, got the first down right there. But he's capable of, you know, taking it to the house from anywhere on the field, and he hasn't got a large chunk of yards yet running the ball.
Now the Bulldogs are now 3 for 3 on 4th downs here tonight. First down and 10 at the 44-yard line, under 8 minutes to play. And under pressure is Alexander, and just missing the sack. He's able to get it away, and it is caught across midfield, hauled in over there by Gibson, his second catch tonight.
Yeah, credit Alexander right there, because Fisher came in unblocked and just made a little sidestep move to be able to get the pass off. Unfortunately for Gibson, wasn't able to maintain his balance to be able to pick up more yardage.
9 yards on the connection. And 4 receivers set up here for Alexander. They put Harmon in motion across the backfield, and the ball is loose, still loose, and it looks like the Rough Riders have recovered it, but now Harmon able to get back there and get on top of it at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you had hands on it from the Bulldogs, hands on it from the Rough Riders, but no one was able to bring it to the body till right there at the end. But a big loss right there. We see the replay. some miscommunication there on the mesh. The ball is loose. Alexander can't quite get his hands on it. The Roughriders, looks like Mealy just can't quite get his hands on it. But the Bulldogs get the ball back, but now they have faced a 3rd and long.
Boy, does that change the scope. They were looking at a 2nd down and 1, and now facing a 3rd down and 9. And that pass caught over here on the near side. And I believe that's Henderson who made that reception.
Was Henderson. Took a shot there by Austin Tester, one of the standout defenders at cornerback, who's WBL honorable mention player last year for the Roughriders. Brings up a 4th down, and as mentioned earlier, they've already converted one this drive, but they're perfect 3 for 3 on the game so far for 4th down. However, this one is a 4th and about 5.
Right. Alexander will be in the shotgun. Harmon on his left hip. 2 receivers right, 1 to the near side left. Alexander going to keep it himself, and he is smacked at the line of scrimmage. Stays on his feet and finds a way to get to the 45-yard line and a 1st down.
I tell you what, that's why, you know, you're a senior, first-team returning WBL player, offensive back of the year, absolutely stuffed on that 4th down, but he was able to maintain his balance enough to be able to pick up that 1st down. What a hard-nosed play by Logan Alexander.
That's the 2nd 4th down conversion that he's been stopped on initial contact and then able to squirt away and get the 1st down.
I just love seeing high school football played with, you know, people playing so hard like they are right now.
Now just 6 minutes remaining in this game, and for Elida, they might be running short on time. That ball skips, nope, caught over there on the far side by a sliding Upshaw.
Yeah, one thing you'd like to see a little bit more is these receivers can make some plays, as we've seen, but too often they're going to the ground to be able to catch the pass, which catching the pass is the most important thing, but you'd love to be able to make a play with some of these athletes in some space.
9-yard connection from Alexander to Upshaw.
And Alexander last week was only 5 for 19 passing. He's 13 for 20 so far.
And he connects again with Upshaw on the near sideline, caught and then out of bounds at the 27.
So Alexander is showing a lot of improvement from the passing game for the Bulldogs this week. Remember, they came into the game being the 10th out of 10 teams ranked passing team in the Western Buckeye League. It's amazing what confidence will do once things start going pretty well for you, how much better you start to play.
Great look at that play from our field camera. This is the 11th play of this possession. Down the left sideline and just out of reach for Kalen Henderson.
Yeah, they're running a little stop and go pattern right there with Henderson. Tester not really beaten too badly on that, but what he forced Henderson to do was kind of belly out just a little bit, and that one step was enough to make it so that the pass was not going to be complete.
So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Bulldogs moving the ball effectively here on this possession, mostly through the air. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side left. Henderson rolls out to the right, fires it toward the end zone. Upshaw in the area, and that one tipped away, incomplete. Stepping in front of that one is Randy Slife. Nearly had his 2nd interception tonight.
He did. Ball kind of sailed just a little bit. Slife had enough time to be able to undercut it once again because Alexander did have his man open. If he threw it on a little bit more of a line, Elida might have been able to pull within a touchdown once again.
So now you're facing a 3rd down and 10. They've converted on the 4th down already on this possession.
Actually, 2 4th downs.
2, that's right. You're right. But now just over 5 minutes left in this game. And St. Mary's is not the kind of offense that leaves the field very rapidly. Alexander under pressure, he's going to be sacked. Brought down at the 32-yard line. Big loss on the play, and it'll force Elida into a 4th down and forever.
Senior Jacob Huber came free in the defensive line and makes the biggest defensive stop thus far to now set up a 4th and really long, and Elida is going to call a timeout.
5 minutes exactly remaining in this one. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
At Minster Bank, we understand that life can get hectic. That's why when it comes to your banking, we offer the services that make your life simpler with tools like person-to-person payments, Pop Money, mobile and online banking, and bill pay. But most of all, Minster Bank is a supportive member of your community with personal relationships and customer service that reach outside of our branches. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Well, the Elida Bulldogs now back into a corner. 4th down and 14 here. And they could really use a conversion if they're going to stay in this game. They fire it. Does Alexander. It's caught. It'll be enough for the first down.
Nice little skinny post right there by Brady Gibson, and this is another time we've seen Bulldog receivers being able to hold on while getting a hit almost as soon as they've caught the ball. So pretty good coverage really by the Roughriders, but just a better pass and catch.
17 yards of the connection there.
So the Bulldogs remain alive.
Puts the ball at the Roughrider 14-yard line. Alexander from the shotgun, fakes the handoff to Harmon, looking, fires it left side, and it's all of the reach of Mosley, the intended receiver, and Alexander took a lick at the end of that play.
He did, but we've seen he is a warrior out there, so he kind of gets up and gets back to, I'd normally say the huddle, but they don't huddle up, so getting back to where he needs to do to get the play from the sideline.
Well, the Bulldogs have converted now on 3 4th downs on this possession alone. They're lining up for the 16th play of this drive. 4 receivers set as Alexander by himself in the shotgun. Getting pressure, looking, steps up, now brings it to the near side of the field. Fires it into the end zone. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. I believe it was Henderson in the back of the end zone. Nope, Mosley.
Mosley. His favorite target had a chance to have the touchdown. I tell you what, Alexander, it was hard to fault for him because that was an on-target pass in the end zone, but he had a lot of green in front of him, too.
I was thinking the same thing, Paul. It looked like he had an opportunity to run that one in, although he seems to be moving a little bit gingerly at times. But now a 3rd down and 10.
So we've seen the Bulldogs, being able to kind of convert in 3rd and 4th and long situations on this drive.
Alexander takes the snap, fires it left side into the corner, and Upshaw makes the catch, but he can't get a foot down. Incomplete. Another 4th down coming up for the Bulldogs.
A real tight window right on that play. Maybe we'll get a replay to see how close that was, but that's a pretty nice looking pass there by Alexander, and once again another 4th down.
And it looks like Elida's going to take another timeout here before facing this 4th down and 10 situation.
Well, let's stay here and kind of talk about what's going on here in the Western Buckeye League. Right now we have a 3-way tie at the top between the St. Mary's Roughriders, Redskins, and Bulldogs, Walpock and Salina. Next week it looks to be a battle for 2 of those teams, and that will be one of our games that we will do as the Redskins will take on the Salina Bulldogs. The Roughriders looking to stay atop of the Western Buckeye League here. If they could hold on tonight, they would go ahead and be 5-0 overall and 4-0 in the Western Buckeye League. Coach Doug Fry in his second stint here, if he does that, would have 10 wins in his second time. For comparison, in the 5 years he was not here, the Roughriders only had 10 wins. So in a year and a half, Coach Fry really getting the Roughriders back to where they're accustomed to be.
We're going to go back and take a look at at the last reception there. And there you see Upshaw.
Yeah, it looks like he's got his hands, but unfortunately the call did not go their way, so this brings up now the biggest play.
Alexander back to pass on 4th and 10, fires it into the end zone in the corner, and it is going to be intercepted. Taken away by the Roughriders And jumping in front of his intended receiver was Keith Grant.
Well, Grant Keith actually with a big interception. Not really a DB. He was an outside linebacker going back in coverage, able to sniff out that last gasp of a really long drive for the Bulldogs, but it ends with the same as their last drive did, with yet another interception, the second one of the game thrown by Alexander, and that's going to make it really difficult for the Bulldogs to have another chance in this game.
Well, the Bulldogs have been on the cusp of tying this up multiple times, and just cannot finish it tonight.
But defensive coordinator Nick Yale for the Roughriders, really excited about his team causing another turnover and finally getting a stop on fourth down. That was at the fourth one of that drive.
Right. Mays with the carry over to the near side. He'll get up to the 23-yard line. And for Mays tonight, just 3 yards on that carry. That's kind of holding him in check. He's been ripping off some serious runs.
It is, but I tell you what that was enough for, is it puts the Roughriders over the 400-yard mark rushing the ball for the game.
Impressive.
Compared to Elida, who came in as the top rushing team in the Western Buckeye League with only 102 yards rushing.
Here is Fisher. He goes to the left across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Excuse me, 27-yard line.
And Fisher, as mentioned before, has played a whale of a game, playing both ways for Doug Fry.
Third down 2 from the 28.
So that'll bring up a third down and short.
And if the Bulldogs have any chance, they need desperately to get a stop here on third down.
And it's Fisher again, and he is stacked up. Let's see where they give him forward progress to. It looks like it's going to be very close, Paul.
Well, if you remember, the ball was intercepted in the end zone, so it was at the 20-yard line. You don't really need the sticks. Is it touching the 30 or not?
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it's not, so that's going to bring up a fourth and really, really short. You know, Coach Fry could essentially go for it, put the game away. But truthfully, if you're a Bulldog fan, you're kind of hoping that they go for it, because your best chance is to get a stop, be this close to the end zone. So kind of a risk here by Doug Fry to try to see if trust in his offensive line and his offense in general to try to put the game away.
And a whistle now, and a timeout going to be taken by St. Mary's. 2:11 left in this game. The Roughriders trying to hold on for the win. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
Where is that TSC bill? How can I pay it if I can't find it?
You don't need the bill. You can pay it online at telcirco.com.
Wasn't there a special this month?
Yes, we got it from TSC's Facebook page.
I know I've got the announcement for the club here somewhere.
I just sent it to TSC to air on Channel 2. With telcirco.com, Facebook, Channel 2, and their newsletter, TSC makes it easy to stay connected.
Now, if they could just help me clean up my desk.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3, call TSC.
Big fourth down opportunity here for the Elida Bulldogs. They need a stop here to stay in this game. And it will be Howell and a first down for the Roughriders. They got a good push, as they have all night up front.
And obviously that shows a lot of faith in your offensive line to be able to go for it inside your own 30, you know, that late in the game. So Coach Fry bets on his team and wins. And it looks like the Roughriders are going to stay undefeated, stay on the top of the Western Buckeye League. And although it's sort of early to talk about this, but it's been quite a while for the Rough Rider faithful. Still in playoff contention, as when the first playoff computer points were released, they were the #1 seed for the time being.
Paul, as always, we need to thank our pizza sponsor, and we want to thank Guarneri's for providing our pregame pizza tonight. I think it's Angie over there at Guarneri's. She does a great job. And they provided our pregame meal tonight.
They have it in our temporary kicks there that we have working as the truck.
Right, our Miller's Textile Services mobile studio. parked outside the stadium tonight.
I believe we have Jim to thank for that.
Thank you to Jim.
And it sounds like we might be getting a somewhat more permanent home for the truck next week.
It does sound that
if
way.
we can trust our vaunted leader, Todd Utrip.
Well, he's got to make a run to the Jersey Shore, it sounds like, to get that vehicle.
We've seen some bad things happen out there, so we hope for a worry-free trip, and hopefully he gets back in time.
Yes. He has a week to get back, so that's good. Although I guess Atlantic City is pretty close by, so who knows? Maybe a week isn't long enough. But if he does make it back, we'll have a broadcast for you next week from Wapakoneta.
And again, a tremendous matchup. If you remember, Walpock and Salina has played some gems over the years. If you remember, actually, when Doug Fry was head coach of Walpock, they had that 4th and 32 conversion on the screen pass to Zach Smergy.
Right.
Just an amazing game there. And the Roughriders, more importantly for them, they were going to remain among the top at the Western Buckeye League, as they're going to host Bath next week. And Bath is a team that is a very concerning team as well. They're giving Walpock quite a battle tonight.
Well, a run up the middle for Howell, and now a minute and a half remaining in this one. And obviously the Roughriders are in the mode of running out the clock.
And we did that is a final. Walpock did beat Bath 24-14, so good matchup going to be ahead here for the Roughriders next week. And for the Elida Bulldogs, they will face Van Wert, who put a spanking on the Kenton Wildcats tonight. And that Van Wert team is 2 one-point losses away from being undefeated themselves. And Elida is a pretty darn good team too. They're going to drop to 2-3 overall and 1-3 in the Western Buckeye League team, and they are a very talented team, very young on the defensive side, and shows flashes of being really good. Obviously, Alexander, one of the best in the Western Buckeye League once again this year. So still a lot to play for the Elida Bulldogs, and a lot of opportunities to put some wins on the board.
And Paul, you talked about Van Wert, those 2 losses that they had by 1 point. They had leads in those games. Yeah,
they're up 20-0 on this St. Mary's team. But the Roughriders are able to come back for a 21-20 victory, and now they're in the victory formation as they look to put a cap on this homecoming victory tonight.
Howell will take the knee, and the St. Mary's Roughriders will walk away with a 2-touchdown victory here on homecoming evening. 35-21 your final. We'll be back to wrap this one up from St. Mary's. You're watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.
We are state of the art.
We are professional.
Thank you. You're welcome. Have a great day. We are service you can trust.
We are here for you.
With custom fabrication, a variety of roofing options, and exceptional roofing knowledge and expertise, Frost Roofing is committed to providing top-notch quality service on every project. To learn more, visit us online at frost-roofing.com and follow us on social media.
Well, the St. Mary's Roughriders were able to hold off multiple attempts by the Elida Bulldogs to tie things up tonight and come away with a 35-21 win. At halftime, the Roughriders lead was cut to 21-14. They added to that lead late in the third quarter as Spicer took it around the end for 35 yards and a touchdown to give the St. Mary's a 28-14 lead, but the Bulldogs came back again to cut the lead to a touchdown on a 3-yard run by Logan Alexander later in the third quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, the Roughriders put in what ended up being the final score of the ball game, a 1-yard run by Howell at the 9:42 mark. And St. Mary's comes away with a 35-21 homecoming win over Elida in what was a very good ball game back and forth tonight, Paul.
It sure was. you got to give credit to the offense of the Roughriders. They put on a clinic rushing the ball. Overall, they ended up with 430-yard rushing as a team, a total of 477 yards, compared to the #1 ranked Elida offense, who only had 268 yards, but probably more impressively was held to only 102 yards rushing themselves as a team, which is well under their average of 363 yards that they came in averaging the game.
Well, Elida held for the second week in a row well below their scoring average, as they mustered only 14 points last week and now just 21 here tonight. Let's take a look at final statistics here, Paul.
Yeah, I mentioned the team statistics. Let's look at just some individual. For the Elida Bulldogs, Alexander passing was 15 for 28 for 166 yards with a touchdown and 2 interceptions. Mosley was his favorite target with 5 catches, 75 yards with a touchdown. Rushing, however, got to be disappointing for Alexander, who was the leading rusher coming into the game. Only had 46 yards rushing, although he did have 2 touchdowns. Harmon, who was 4th in the league in rushing, had 56. Over to the Roughriders, they almost had 300-yard rushers, where Spicer ended up with 198 yards and 2 touchdowns. Fisher, 118 yards rushing and a touchdown. Mays right there with 98 yards rushing. And each of them carried the ball pretty equally with 14, 15, and 17 carries respectively.
Well, the final score here in St. Mary's is the homecoming crowd goes home with a 35-21 win. We want to congratulate our homecoming queen tonight, Paul.
Yeah, Natalie Kenning, homecoming queen 2015 for St. Mary's.
All right, we need to thank our crew tonight. Todd Utrip doing his best out there in the Miller Textiles mobile studio. We gave Adam Dell the night off just this once. This is our statistician, A.J. Lisi. On cameras, Jim Miller, Josh Miller, Mitch Doty, Cody Voorhees, and Jordan Minning. And we want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. For Paul Sadler, I'm Dan Hearn. Your final score again here tonight from Skip Bachman Stadium in St. Mary's, the Roughriders 35 and the Bulldogs 21. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You've been watching high school football on Game Face Ohio.